Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing the Grand Seiko Automatic SBGR051, a handsome stainless steel 37mm timepiece featuring caliber 9s65, 3-day automatic, eminently wearable, handsomely finished, and undeniably versatile. You can see how the watch sits on my 16cm circumference wrist quite easily. It's handsome, it's comfortable, it's even nicely contoured to fit the wrist. As you can see, there's an effective camber to the case, though it is a round case, almost reminiscent of a tonneau profile. The watch is neither thick nor thin, 13.5mm, but with a generously sloped case flank, it will slide underneath dress cuffs, even tight sleeves. Two ways to measure this watch across the wrist. Lug-to-lug only, it's going to be 44.4mm if you include the solid end links of the bracelet, so the full distance across the wrist. Now it's a still very wearable 48mm, so I can recommend this watch for wrist as small as 13.5cm circumference. The spacing between the lugs is 19mm, and Grand Seiko, contrary to Swiss competitors such as Breitling, Rolex, and Omega, continues to fit premier watches with strap tool apertures in the lugs, expecting that you might want to swap out to a strap and change the look of your watch from time to time. There's a conforming profile end link in the bracelet that traces the arc of the case, but also the slope of the lugs effectively, and the Grand Seiko bracelet is a handsome 3-link affair with polished intermediate, satin tops, polished faces, and since this is a steel Grand Seiko bracelet, we have screw-fixed removable links. No pin sleeves here. There are half links built in, as you can see, on both sides of the clasp to allow for fine-tuning of the size. Handsome clasp, minimalist, with the Grand Seiko logo and border raised and relieved in high polish, twin trigger release, so this one cannot accidentally pop open. The swing arms internally are machined and handsomely finished in satin. Roll back to the case, and this is where the action really starts with Grand Seiko finish. Let me see if I can give us just a bit more light. My camera's fighting me. It's the Zaratsu polish that I always highlight as one of the most clearly and extensively hand-finished element of any watch at any price. These mirrored surfaces, these optically smooth, optically flawless surfaces, are executed by eye-hand coordination, pressure, and artisanal craft knowledge as the artisan will take the steel or titanium case and hold it directly against a spinning tin plate on a Zaratsu machine. This is a technique developed in Europe, but today its premier practitioners create watches that go by Seiko and Grand Seiko, and you can see the result here. So while you might find the standard of so-called black polish on Swiss movements in the form of screws, regulators, or balance caps, this size of black polish is unknown in the Swiss industry, being found only on the cases of Seiko and Grand Seiko flagship products. And you can see that the contours of the case are graceful and more interesting than any Omega or Rolex. There's invention here, not just craft beauty. The bezel is conical and relatively flat. You can see it's minimalist as well, allowing a cuff to slip up over the watch. The dial is as handsomely finished as the case. As the hands, the aperture for the date, the applique Grand Seiko logo, and the indices themselves are all finished with diamond-tipped milling tools by micrometric artisans who just create these components. So this is a hand-finished dial as well. It has a sunburst silver center, and as you can see, 3 hands with a sweep seconds, beaten away at 28.8 or 28,800 vibrations per hour. There is a stop seconds function. There is also a quick set function for the date. The caliber 9s65, pivoting on 35 jewels, visible through the case back. It's adjusted in 6 positions, not the Swiss chronometer standard of 5. With a 3-day power reserve, everything in this movement, protected down to 100 meters, is Grand Seiko or Seiko. They make their own shock protection, escapements, hairsprings. They even make their own lubricants and pivot stones. They make their own sapphire. All of it in-house from the most vertically integrated manufacturer in the world. Handmade dial, handmade case, extensively hand-finished, more human and emotionally accessible for it. This is the Grand Seiko 37mm stainless steel automatic SBGR051.